Diva's 2 cents, where we take complicated matters and we break them down for the masses. And I try to bring you content every week, different content, okay? So if something that is said resonates with you, please share it. Somebody out there that you know needs to hear this information, okay? Thank you. Today, I'm so excited. I not only have someone in my lane of work because she's a bookkeeper, but she's also an award-winning author, speaking author. So I want to introduce to you Yara N. Ortiz, the CEO of Yara Bookkeeping Consulting LLC. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, Diva, how are you? I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for having me here, for inviting me.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy to invite you, of course. Tell the audience who you are, where you come from, just give me the spiel.
Yes, absolutely. So, the owner and CEO of BCS, Bookkeeping Consulting Services, where we specialize in financial management services for nonprofit organizations. However, we do serve small businesses as well. I've been doing this for about 15 years now. I do have a bachelor's degree in accounting. And 15 years is a pretty good chunk of time, which makes me feel old when I say out loud. um, but BCS, we help pretty much with all that financial management entails. This is monthly bookkeeping, cash up cleanup work, grant tracking for nonprofits, um, budgeting, payroll services, and we also do provide financial planning services for individuals to make sure that they making the most of their income.
Wow, that's a lot. So do you do it virtually or do you do it just one-on-one?
So my services are virtually, so I can serve anyone in the United States virtually. Yes.
Do you specialize individuals or do you specialize with entrepreneurs, nonprofits, LLCs? Who do you do the work for?
Yes. So my niche is nonprofits. BCS specializes in nonprofits, but I also serve small businesses, which I currently even have. I currently have small businesses as clients, and I also have individuals for the financial planning. But my BCS's niche is nonprofits.
Well, what would you say is something that the nonprofits, because we've got a lot of in the audience who have nonprofits and they just think it's just, well, I'm a nonprofit, I don't have to worry about the books. What would you say to them?
Yes. Well, because it's not a nonprofit doesn't mean that you can just treat it any less than a business. It's kind of also running a business. It's very similar. You need to still have those financial systems in place, the operations and systems in place, SOPs and all of that in place to run the organization. Because if you're not well established and running things in a compliant way, funders are not going to fund you. And if you don't have funding, then you cannot survive. So in regards to financial management, I will say the record keeping and book and monthly book reconciliation, bank reconciliation, keeping those consistently every month, reconciling bank accounts, credit cards, petty cash, if you have that, to make sure that all transactions are recorded in the accounting system and that you aren't missing anything, that you'll be able to track and catch any discrepancies, any variances that could be corrected at that moment, right? Even fraudulent activities, you can catch them early rather than later and be able to maintain a healthy cash flow.
So basically, because I know several nonprofits, okay, and they usually have their bookkeepers in-house and then they have the external. So when they have an audit, do you help them with audits as well? Because I know that's a very important.
Yes, very important. So absolutely, I do assist with audit prep. So I make sure that the books are um, uh, compliant and up to date to be able to generate those financial statements and prep the package for the auditors or the CPA and sending it to them so that they can do what they do. But yes, I do assist with audit prep. Yes.
Oh, okay. So if you were to give somebody a tip, a couple of tips, like one or two tips regarding their own bookkeeping, because everybody, everybody has, they do their own thing. Now I got QuickBooks, I know what to do. And then when you look at their QuickBooks, they only have their revenues and expenses. They don't have their assets and their liabilities recorded correctly. So what kind of advice would you give someone like that from an entrepreneur standpoint?
Yes, first thing is that most entrepreneurs or nonprofit leaders have this mentality that they can do it on their own. And sometimes it's not as easy as they think it will be, right? Also, it takes away time from them to do what they need to do in regards to the business and the mission of the organization. So if you don't have the time, please, like you say, they could hire someone from within or subcontract that, right? Outsources, I should say, because you need a professional to keep these things consistent and compliant and up to date, right? Having those bank reconciliations up to date, making sure that you are, you know, one of the compliant is to have your books in accrual basis, to be able to record and have those journal entries the way they should and record those assets and depreciation, in the balance sheet and have everything in the places and record it at the time, that it should be recorded. And some of the um, business owners and nonprofit leaders doesn't know these kind of things. So when audit comes, tax season comes, that's when they are hit with these things that they didn't even know, and then they can face the penalties, pay money, spend more money unnecessarily instead of having hired someone, a professional from the beginning.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, especially with depreciation, because there's so much to depreciation. And some owners they just don't know. And it's not what
Right.
you know that hurts you, it's what you don't know. And I'm always telling you, numbers tell stories. What do these numbers tell
Yes.
you? And you know what? When they come to the office and they talk to you, or even when they're on Zoom and you ask them for their numbers and they start looking at the ceiling, I think it's then you know you have issues. Then you know,
Yes.
what you need my help. And
Yes.
as humans, we just don't like to ask for help, but we're very essential.
Yes.
Bookkeepers are very, very essential.
Yes. Um, Bookkeepers, they are so oftentimes they're undermined and they are treated as a very low level data entry position. But the truth of the matter is that their work is very important. It's essential because if you don't know your numbers, you don't know where you're standing financially, your organization or your business could just go down the drain and you don't even know it. Like you won't even realize, right? If you don't have your data up to date and all those numbers up to date, you don't know where you're standing. So it is very important to have those systems in place and be up to date and have that data constantly reviewed, reconciled to know how is it that you are moving forward and strategize and plan and be able to, bring your business or organization, to the next level.
Especially if you want to forecast the future and you need those budgets, you really need to analyze those numbers. Numbers really truly tell stories.
Absolutely.
Going
Absolutely.
back to your author life,
Yes. Yes.
um, where were you? Where did you say you were born? Because you mentioned it earlier, right? Where were
Yes,
you?
I was born in Puerto Rico. I was raised in Puerto Rico part of my childhood and then New York. So 50-50, I would say, half and half.
So you're like myself. You're a New Yorican.
Yes, I am a New Yorican. Yes, I
Okay.
love my island and I love New York. I love them
So,
both.
so talk to me about what you have back there in the background. I see a trophy. I see a book. Talk to me.
Yes, so the trophy is because I won second place on the Latino speaking competition from AMA, which was a very, very exciting event for me. I did also compete back in March in the English one. I didn't get to win, but I did claim Atlanta. Next one I'm gonna win. And look what happened, right? I did win on the second time around. So that's awesome. And the book, this is exciting. I am actually in a few anthologies right now, but this one is the one that is happening right now. The launch is happening in August 17 in PA. It's also from Emilia, Roman, and Ama. And here is a book where we are sharing, it's Born to Risk, the title of the book. And here we're sharing stories of risk taken that have brought us the biggest reward, right? And like I said, the launch is happening in PA. We have the documentary, which I also did that. I am actually the lead sponsor for this project, which is also very exciting for me. It is an honor to support this project, not only because I'm also an author, but also supporting the project is awesome and it is exciting. So yes, like I said, I am financial consultant. Not only that, I am a best-selling author, international author, actually, by the way, and an award-winning speaker. So yeah, a lot of things going on and happening, and I'm super excited.
So what's going to happen on August 17th?
And August 17 in Pennsylvania, we're having the book launch for Born to Risk. So we're going to be on a jet. We're going to be celebrating launching the book. We're going to have a mastermind. We're going to have a few of us speaking. Actually, I'm going to be speaking at the jet. And we have the documentary. Also, there are a few of us that did a documentary. So it's a lot going on. It's going to be awesome. An awesome day of achievement and celebration. So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to be on this on Diva's 2 Cents show to share with the audience what you do. You love, your company. You are the CEO of Yara Bookkeeping and Consulting LLC. And, if anybody is out there, if you are an accountant or you are an enrolled agent or a CPA and you need a bookkeeping service, you want to outsource that, Yara is the place to go. Very professional, well-detailed, and a go-to person. And you get an award-winning author and speaker.
Right.
Two for one, okay? Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. I wish you a lot of success. And that, my friend, is Diva's 2 Cents.
Thank you.